smaller person, anything can happen. Anybody can be knocked out. Because remember, the chin don't lift weights. That's what I always say.
As heavyweights as the sparring, or bigger people, like from middleweight to heavyweight. And the thing is, don't be surprised, okay? This is a photo. This is a photo of one of the bigger guys that he was sparring.
When Floyd Mayweather witnessed Gervonta knock out a heavyweight during practice for the Jake Paul bout, he was genuinely surprised. People still don't understand that size doesn't decide boxing, he stated. If the opponent possesses strength, speed, and timing, a larger body can fall just as quickly. Floyd clarified that a smaller fighter can definitely defeat a larger one, and Tank just shown this once more by down a man who was significantly heavier than him.
Anybody can be knocked out, so I don't put nothing past nobody. I can be knocked out. Hit me from the blind side. I mean, that's most of the time how fighters get knocked out, with the hook. You can't see a hook coming because it comes from the blind side. But as far as with boxing, I don't really need to beef with. I really don't need to beef with nobody in a sport of boxing. Even though it could be some people I really don't like, I don't need to beef with nobody. They ain't got what I got. They boxers. I'm a businessman. And then on the outside, most times a motherfucker got beef with me because they ain't got what I got.
Long before this forthcoming match, Gervonta had built a profession out of pushing himself against larger men, testing his explosiveness against athletes with far greater mass, according to his coaches. Keeps him focused and at ease under duress. He must remain nimble and punch with exact timing because of his preparation method. In the meantime, Jake Paul is working his own hours with elusive, shorter boxers to get to know someone who is really mobile. Both parties acknowledge that outcomes are not determined solely by physical differences. Years of conditioning centered on durability have shaped Davis. Paul is developing methods to detect clean angles and reduce distance. Every session prepares both teams for a battle in which discipline and cunning may be more important than physical size.
Or bigger people, like from middleweight to heavyweight. And the thing is, don't be surprised, okay? This is a photo. This is a photo of one of the bigger guys that he was sparring. But in the past, you know, like maybe a few years ago, he was fighting a guy in Mayweather's camp. He was a bigger guy. I think he was like a middleweight or something like that. He was whooping his ass. One time he was like on live whooping a bigger guy's ass. I mean, he's just beating bigger guys like middleweights and stuff. He's done that in sparring forever. Remember this story? I brought it up a million times and I've showed this clip a million times, but on Ellie Set Back. This story of this guy saying how Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out this heavyweight.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Hey, I've seen him knock out some heavyweights. He might knock all the ass out now.
You knocked out a heavyweight?
Yeah.
How was that?
Because I hit harder than Wilder.
Now, granted, the heavyweight that Gervonta Tank Davis is whooping and sparring is not like, you know, all-time great heavyweights, all right? And it shouldn't be. But he's sparring the heavyweight, the level of heavyweight that, you know, more experience than Jake Paul, right? But Jake Paul has beaten those heavyweights himself, all right? I'm thinking that is the caliber of heavyweight that Gervonta Tank Davis is sparring, but he's whooping their asses. And that's a good thing. Honestly, with Jake Paul sparring Raymond Ford, to me, it looked like Raymond Ford got the best of him. It looked like Jake Paul was a little exhausted, and it looked like Raymond Ford wasn't. It looked like Jake Paul was a little disappointed in his performance, and Raymond Ford was trying to give him a pick-me-up. Like, you know, just kind of letting him know. No, like, you know, we do this and do that. It just looked like Raymond Ford was in a confident, secure place, more dominant place, the more alpha out the two in the ring, and that's Raymond Ford. That ain't Gervonta Davis. You know, I love Raymond Ford. I have him on my fighters list. But still, I don't think anyone thinks he's as skillful or as powerful as Gervonta Tank Davis.
According to recent camp reports, gym patrons have witnessed Davis drop partners who are significantly stronger and taller. Witnesses reported seeing huge, intimidating males struggle to remain upright after being struck by him. The surprise was not how hard he hit them, but rather how much his accuracy changed when he hit the chin. Those who entered that ring with the intention of intimidating him soon understood it was a mistake. His strength has shock value even beyond lightweight classes, according to rumors circulating during training. This gives Davis more self-assurance and subtly warns anyone who believes that mass will shield them from his blows. His compact stance and upper body momentum enable him to produce force rapidly, regardless of the opponent. Such combination makes his knockout potential dangerous.
Oh, look at this. Gervonta Davis knocked out heavyweight in brutal sparring session. And it just makes me think. You're willing to go spar with heavyweights, but you're not willing to go fight people that you should be fighting. You know what I mean? You're fighting Lamont Roach. His sparring partners was like, man, I was about to spar Tank. He was sparring this big boy, a heavyweight boy. And Tank hit him so hard, he was on the ropes like this, hanging. I thought he died. I was like, man, I hope you don't do this stuff to me. When Davis asked to confirm whether it was true, the WBA lightweight champion said, stuff be happening. Best not to get in there with me. That's it. This guy has all the skills in the world to knock out even heavyweights in sparring, and yet he won't fight Shakur Stevenson. He won't fight Teofimo Lopez. He won't fight anyone that he needs to fight to become great. He's fighting Frank Martin and Lamont Roach. You know what I mean? It's just truly crazy. But hey, it's his career. If he wants to just make money, the easiest money that he can without fighting the hardest competition.
Paul has shown courage, but he hasn't encountered the same high-level situations where a single mistake could cost everything. For Davis, tough nights become lessons. For Paul, difficult moments still present unknown outcomes. Calling for an upset doesn't erase the difference in ring knowledge. A well-known boxing analyst recently stated that judging Davis by his most recent fight completely ignores his long record of strong finishes. Even in a night when expectations weren't met, he survived every round and maintained his composure.
Jake Paul is not beating Tank Davis. Can't believe I actually have to make this video, but let's break this down. The fact that there's actually credible names in the boxing industry saying that Jake Paul's gonna KO Tank Davis is wild. I know Tank Davis's last performance against Lamont Roach was not that good. And in recent years, he's devalued his stock as a fighter by cherry picking, being extremely inactive, and just straight up fighting lazy sometimes. But let's not forget the offensive powerhouse that Tank Davis is. When he's on, he's one of the best knockout punchers in the sport today. He usually fights very economical the first few rounds, whether that's by strategy or that's just a habit he's had ever since he started boxing. But he starts out very slow in the first few rounds. But once he starts to let his hands go, and that snowball starts running downhill, there's almost nothing in the sport of boxing that can stop that. You need a guy who has elite defense to be able to stop an offensive assault like that. Only guys like Shakur Stevenson, Deron Ennis, and maybe Devin Haney have the ability to stop that. And then we have Jake Paul. Yes, he's 6'2". Yes, he's going to be 200 pounds in the ring. But as you can see with his fight with Tommy Fury, he has poor defense. Whenever he faces another boxer who actually knows what they're doing, once they let their hands go, Jake doesn't know what to do. He's not comfortable defending, whether that's moving his feet or moving his head or just having a tight high guard. He doesn't do it. He gets fatigued and starts dropping his hands, and that would be fine if he had good movement to make up for it, but he doesn't. He has some pretty decent offense, but he mainly throws punches and combinations for the first 4 or 5 rounds and then gets fatigued. He's not a true one-punch knockout artist, and he's not a very good strategic fighter either when it comes to winning decisions. So what's going to happen is Jake Paul's going to throw combinations for the first 4 or 5 rounds, and then right when he gets tired, Tank's going to come on strong and start unloading with the hardest punches that Jake Paul has ever been hit with. And he'll get stopped. It might not be a one-punch knockout, but Jake Paul will get stopped.
Concerns regarding general safety in this unique event were expressed by Carl Froch, who is well known for his achievements in professional boxing. His main concern is a notable physical disparity that, if left unchecked, may be dangerous. According to Froch, in order to prevent severe mismatches, regulating organizations typically mandate that boxers compete in comparable categories. He knows that show draws crowds, but a part of him is concerned about how much damage a much smaller person could take from a more powerful puncher. His words are credible since they come from a soldier who has fought in bloody conflicts. His objective appears to be more about ensuring that no one is gravely hurt when they exit the ring than it is about offering criticism.
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, there's just so much wrong. It's just everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defence. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him in with someone his own size, it was a professional, and it's a mismatch. And you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him, he's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level, and then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds, like totally different. It's like a different sport.
Throughout Gervonta Davis's training camp, analysts have observed a level of focus that indicates how seriously he is approaching this matchup. There is no lightheartedness or indication of diversion. Every aspect of his preparation points to a fighter who is aware of the risks. Experts note that this battle is about far more than a single payout. Davis would be in front of a sizable worldwide audience that watches Paul's every move if he were to overcome Jake Paul. His profile might grow outside of the typical boxing fan base as a result of such exposure, which could lead to significant opportunities in upcoming events. With that prize at stake, Davis seems to be totally dedicated on giving a powerful performance. His punches, according to coaches, are deliberate. Every minute spent in the gym is viewed as an important investment, and his conditioning is pushed to its limit. People in the camp are certain that he is getting ready to make a point rather than just show up.
Press conference, and you can just look at him and tell, like, no, this dude he's gonna get this money for sure, because there's so much money out there to be had. But Jake Paul better be not playing around, man. Not get cute, not play any games, don't hit him in the back of the head, don't rabbit punch him, don't do any of that stuff, man, because Mike Tyson, first of all, Mike Tyson, a lot of people think Mike Tyson was pulling punches on Jake Paul, and a lot of people think that Anderson Silva was pulling punches on him too. You're not gonna have a little Gervonta out there pulling punches on you, man, if you're out there playing games. So, I don't like the fight at all. However, as far as it being an entertaining situation, I almost guarantee you that fight itself is going to be entertaining. That it's going to be something that you look at and you're going to say, man, everybody's going to watch it. Everybody's going to want to know what happens in it. But at the same time, it's kind of like what people think, when you see a car crash. Like, you're driving down the road and all of a sudden the traffic gets heavy and you're like, man, I'm going to be in traffic for a long time. And then you drive forward a little bit and then you see, oh man, this is some accident on the other side of the road and everybody just slowing down to watch. That's the type of entertainment that you can expect from this fight between Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul. There's going to be a lot of people watching it, but I gotta say, man, you really can't blame the guy on what he's doing. And there's a lot of criticism flying on Gervonta Davis. It's not Gervonta Davis's fault that boxing took this turn. This turn of these exhibition fights and people not caring about the belts and all of that stuff.
One of the most talented young boxers, Teofimo Lopez, views the event as a business decision. He clarified that not all competitions have to center on championship belts or historical merit. When the market needs entertainment value, both rivals react sensibly. According to Lopez, boxers should have a chance to grow their fan bases and achieve financial stability. Audiences get their money's worth as long as the rivals provide excitement. Pretending that every game will have an impact on the Hall of Fame is not necessary. Celebrating significant achievements and media attention can also benefit both men strategically.
Happy for Gervonta and Jake. I really am, man. It's good for the sport in some way,
So a heavyweight versus a lightweight.
Yeah.
You got a fly hit me, yeah. A heavyweight versus a lightweight. How's this gonna work?
Hey, they make it work. It's an exhibition for a reason. So, they know what they're doing. And, shout out to Netflix and shout out to both of them, honestly. Like I said, I think a lot of people in the boxing world are kind of upset. I could care less. I think they're going to go out there and make their money. It falls on the number 8 for a reason. They're going to make a lot of money.
Have you got a prediction for that fight?
My prediction? A show.
Well, clearly it's a show, but when you've got a lot of people underestimating Jake Paul once again, but when you've got a heavyweight boxer who knows how to throw punches and knows the basics against a lightweight, it's quite a difference. I mean, have you sparred heavyweights before?
Yeah.
A competitive sparring in the ring?
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same, not at all. definitely got to move. I've actually played around a few times, went through between their legs just to duck around. But yeah, because they're taller, you know. But I think for that competition, that fight, it reminds me a lot like The Big Show, and Floyd Mayweather when they fought in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And will that end the same way?
Possibly. Maybe some brass knuckles in there too.
Can you see Jake Paul knocking out Gervonta Davis?
It's boxing, man. And if it's a show like this, anything goes, anything happens.
Hey! Analysts cannot overlook the influence of the weight disparity, which has emerged as one of the main points of contention surrounding this bout. Many experts point out that Jake Paul has a significant physical edge, and they think Gervonta Davis could have major issues if his power connects cleanly. They contend that strength and size are important considerations in combat sports. Some observers, however, argue that Davis has the means to offset that disadvantage thanks to his superior timing, defensive awareness, and skill set. They stress that execution, skill, and accuracy are more important in boxing than physical attributes alone.
It is happening. WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis, who's unbeaten in 31 professional contests, takes on the self-proclaimed problem child, Jake Paul, one of the most influential and marketable global personalities. Paul and Davis square off in Miami after doubts around the fight being sanctioned in Georgia triggered a change in venue. Neither fighter can weigh more than 195 pounds. The weight is perhaps the most surprising factor. Paul has boxed most of his career around 200 pounds, the cruiserweight limit, but did tip the scales at 227 pounds when he faced off against Iron Mike Tyson last year. Davis, much smaller in stature, competes at the 135 pound mark and has also won world honours at super featherweight.
And despite some discussions about possibly dropping down to 10 ounces, the pair seem set to wear 12-ounce gloves.
And in terms of distance, despite the exhibition tag, the fight will play out over 10 3-minute rounds with 3 scoring judges at ringside, but the result will not be officially recorded on their professional record.
Carl Froch came back with further pointed cautions about the dangers of a competition with such stark size disparities. He said that in order to shield athletes from potentially dangerous mismatches, athletic commissions usually enforce stringent rules. He claimed that even exceptionally experienced sportsmen may be overpowered by someone's full force punches. Froch thinks the smaller boxer has never been hit by someone with that level of natural strength. Unpredictable situations are still conceivable, even though the strategy can reduce damage. His position is solely concerned with maintaining physical health and staying out of needless danger.
My name was mentioned at his press conference and he shit himself, and the fight was just absolutely fucking diabolical. Again, I've said before, he's not a professional boxer, he never will be, and he proves time and time again that he's not a professional fighter. So, Jake Paul, go on, piss off.
The business head of the largest MMA organization in the world, Dana White, expressed direct opinions regarding the show. He implied that the general level of enthusiasm hasn't surged as advertisers might have hoped. However, he believes that Davis will benefit from improved publicity once more. His outstanding performances have been overshadowed by outside-the-ring problems in recent months, so a huge focus aids in regaining public favor. Paul's advantages in reach and physical domination, according to White, might lead to tense situations inside ropes. Davis needs to come up with creative methods to get out of corners and respond with counters if there is a persistent forward push. White acknowledges that success here could alter future prospects while also expressing doubt.
Jake Paul to beat Gervonta Davis. This is not a fight that I'm excited for at all. I would rather have Gervonta Davis fighting in a real boxing match against the likes of Lamont Roach, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Emmanuel Navarrete, anybody that is in the 135-pound division and around. That's who I want to see Gervonta Davis fight. However, we live in a world where everybody is trying to do things as big as possible, and the biggest fights possible right now, unfortunately for the sport of boxing, is an exhibition fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. So, I do like it for this reason, though. I like it because it is allowing Gervonta Davis to have a fight that is going to be big and that the mainstream media is going to have to cover, the mainstream media outside the world of boxing. Gervonta Davis has been, without a doubt, blocked, having venues blocked, having fighters, having other promoters paying fighters away to go different directions from Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis was in a bit of a hole.
That concludes the video for today. Keep an eye out. Until the next